Hey everybody, just wanted to give you guys a recording so that you would know how you can figure out what is due in science and also all of your other classes as well. I will be gearing this specifically towards science, but I believe that some of what I'm going to show you will also apply to your other classes. So let me show you a few things. Right now we are on my home page for science. And let's go back to my home, which would also look very similar to your home. The only difference is where it says my courses, you'll have all of your other courses listed as well. So, of course, you're going to want to click on science to look for your science information. One of the first places I want you to look at is this area here that says class announcements. On a daily basis, I will be posting announcements for things that are due. So you should always look here first. This is, of course, once you log into Science, once you click that Science link. And for example, right now I have reminder, your quiz 2 on lessons 2.06 through 2.12 will open on Wednesday, which was yesterday. It will be due on Tuesday, November 1st. Make sure you are ready. So when you have graded checkpoints due, what I'll be doing is I'll putting reminders due on there telling you, hey, this graded checkpoint is due today. So that's the first place that you're going to want to look to see what you have due coming up or today. The other place you're going to want to look is right here where it says class plan. Okay, and you can look in different ways. You can look at an agenda. You can look at your day. You can look at your week. You can look at your month, and you can look at your list. All right, now right now this is set to all calendars. So in order to change that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit this drop down button and I'm going to change it to science. Because if you're going in to look just for science, then you're going to want to change it so you're only looking at science. So I like to look at either the month or the week view and also the list, because the list also has all of the dates listed as well. So if you go into the month view, you'll find that I have everything listed from day to day, what is due. When you see something that says read, that basically means I would just like you to go in, read the lesson in the content, and in here I also write, please make sure you go through all the activities. It's a really great way to practice what you've learned. Sometimes I will put on here if you have a graded checkpoint at the end or if you do not. I will try and make sure I do it all the time. But for this lesson, there is a graded checkpoint at the end of the lesson. And I actually have that listed as well as due. When you see the letters D-U-E, that means that that's a post, meaning you have something to hand in or something to submit. So I have that here. So in this case, it was the 2.08 graded checkpoint. It tells you what date it was assigned, and it tells you the date it was due. Okay, so that's another place that you can go. Like I said, there's different ways to view it, and you can also print it. Okay. One of the other places I want to show you, if you go to content, it's just going to take a minute to load, so give me 1 second here. And for example, at the very beginning of Unit 2, so if you click over here on the left, if you click on Unit 2, on the right, you'll see that that's where the Unit 2 starts. And I have uploaded a Unit 2 checklist. When I click on that, I can view the checklist. And as you can see, I've got check boxes, I've got the module number, the assignment, the points, and the due date. But I do want you to understand that sometimes the dates may change. I've already made a change to this checklist. So please be aware, and you should really go back to your plan to check for the due dates. All right, so the really awesome thing about this is you can view it, but you can also download it and then print it. That is my suggestion. You should download it, print it, and then you'll have it next to you, or you can post it. You can, if you have a cork board, you can put it on the cork board, and you'll always have it in front of you. You can even put a check in the checkbox once you've completed the assignment. You can make a calendar out of it too, although the calendar is really pretty much made for you. All right, so that is the checklist. Let's go back to rocks and minerals. I want to show you where you can access your content. So if I go back to my science, what I call my science dashboard, you'll either have this content tab, or some of you may have this content strip. You'll want to just make sure you go to the unit that we're in. You can launch it there, or you can go up to content and launch it there. And so everything that starts with a 2 is Unit 2. The numbers afterward tell you what lesson it is. So 2.01 is Unit 2, Lesson 1. And then when you go in there, when you go into each lesson, once you click on the first link, then you can start reading the information from class. Okay? And within this lesson, you will find that there are activities. There's lots of different forms and things that you can download to help you to organize the information. There's a lot of information in here. There's vocabulary lists. There's a graphic organizer. Okay, so there is a lot of useful information. I tell you guys that in science, you don't need to go in and read every single word because we've done it in class. So if you were listening in class, you don't need to do that. But my suggestion is to please go in and work through all of the activities. So as you click on these arrows, you'll eventually come to an activity. Go ahead and work through that activity. All right, the other thing I wanted to show you is the other thing that I post, and I often try and do it ahead of time, and if not, I post it on that day. But let me take you to another lesson because I want to show you a few other things. I like to post the PowerPoints. So if you click on the PowerPoint, you will see the PowerPoints that I used in class for today or that day. All right, all of the information is in here. It's summarized nicely for you. And the other thing that I like to post is the videos that I played in class so that you can go back and watch them again if you find them useful. Okay, so once you click, it'll start playing. Okay, it opens in a new window. All right, so that's what you will find in every single unit. And then, of course, when you come to quizzes, when you come to assignments, let me start there. So let's see if I can find one with an assignment. 2.05 has an assignment, or it had an assignment. Graded checkpoint. So you would click there, and then that's where you would access those graded checkpoints. There's the quiz right here. You can access it here. Okay. And then you've got, at the end, you've got your exam, which would be your unit exam. And there's always going to be a part 1 and a part 2, so make sure you're completing both parts. And there will be a deadline for each, so once that deadline passes, you can no longer access the test. So please make sure you're completing all of your graded checkpoints, assignments, quizzes, and tests before the due date. A little bit of more information for you. The graded checkpoints have 2 attempts on them. So if you do it one time and you don't like your score, the idea is go back, review the information, and take it again, and it's try for a better score. But once you take the 2 attempts, you cannot take any more. Okay? Quizzes and tests. If you score below an 80%, you also have a second attempt. But both attempts must be completed before the due date, which is why I give you 5 days on quizzes and tests. So again, if you score below an 80% and you want to retake, take a little bit of time, go back, review the material, and then come back and retake the test or quiz. Okay? This is a really great way for you to figure out what you're understanding and what you're not understanding. And then going back and trying for a better grade. If you ever have questions, please come and see me in my office hours from 3:30 to 4 o'clock every day. Okay? Let's see. There is enrichment at the end of each lesson, which has a lot of the items that I took out of the original lessons. It's extra work if you'd like to do it. They will not be graded, but if you would like to come to office hours to review the work, then you're welcome to do so. I think that might be it. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information about where to find things. If you would like to check your grades, you click on the Grades tab. And here, of course, mine's going to look different than yours. But you can click on here, and you can look and see what grades you have in each assignment. All right, and one last thing I wanted to go over with you. You can go to your Progress tab to look to see old tests, quizzes, and graded checkpoints. You can go in that Progress tab to look to see how you did. You can go in and look to see how you can look to see how well you did on each question. You can look to see what you got right and wrong. I am going to send a guide that shows you exactly how to do that. Unfortunately, on my screen, mine won't look like your screen, so showing you is not an option here. And again, if you are still confused about how to find that stuff, then come and see me in office hours. All right, guys, good luck. Let me know if you have questions, and I'll see you in class.